Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. Hi everybody, it is Sunday, 22 June. We've got a lot to cover in today's video. There has been a big catalyst that took place over the weekend, and we really want to know where the price action will be for the 10 tickers that we've been tracking. So let's get started. The SPY is the first up, and as you can see from my prediction on Wednesday is, let's see, this candle. Okay, so Wednesday is this red candle. Thursday was a holiday, so there's only 2 days of action since my video came out on Wednesday. So really, it's this Friday's action. My prediction was, as per usual in the past couple of weeks, more downside for the SPY based on the bearish divergence that emerged. Hence my shark signal here. It's behaving as expected. So really, there is no change in my prediction for where price is going to move. If anything, I'm going to slide this over a little bit more, just so that it, there you go, goes like that. There isn't much upside. So as I've been saying over the past couple of weeks, more downside for the SPY. And this is not an objective area to go long. Okay, the sharks have already told one another to get out. They're going to be selling. And perhaps the catalyst this weekend, the global catalyst, will trigger further selling. Okay, let's switch to the triple Qs. Triple Qs on Friday, more downside. You can see the overhead resistance here. No change there in my prediction. If anything, I'm just going to slide these over because time is moving to the right. And just like the SPY, there's the sell signal here and the bearish divergence down here. So no change. And you can see a slightly uptick in the volume, on the selling volume. So we'll have to monitor this closely. But really, triple Qs is also moving to the downside. We've got GDX up next. You can see the overhead resistance here, where this trend line moved upward. You can see that price has begun to sell. And my prediction is unchanged. If anything, I'll just go like that now. Still to the downside for the GDX gold miners. Most people think that gold is a safe haven, especially when tech begins to sell off. But really, you can't just follow these sort of wise old sayings. Right now, the market doesn't behave like it did for perhaps our parents. Right now, it moves based on how the market makers want it to move. So the big players, the sharks and the whales, will move the market how they want it. So downside for GDX, okay? Momentum indicator here to the downside. The indication by the sharks to sell here. More downside to come for GDX. MicroStrategy here. MicroStrategy, the sell signal came back here early May. Prices have been moving downward. You can see that there is this possible retest coming for MicroStrategy. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market makers or the dip buyers come in, buy MicroStrategy up to this resistance area right here. So you can see my blue annotations here. No change, really. Just perhaps a retest up here and then further selling. Okay, so no change. The 200 days right here also. Next is Microsoft. Microsoft has the first significant volume increase on Friday, this past Friday. So you can see how volume is down here, mostly in the 14, 15 million range. But then finally on Friday, 37 million. So what does that mean? That means, well, from my prediction here, it's no change. I still feel it's to the downside. It's just a matter of when. Yeah. So let's just get rid of this. Come on. It's coming. And you can even see between this date here, or this candle, which is the peak here. So look at this little peak down here, which is this green candle right here. Okay. So you just let your eyes go all the way down. You can see the peak in the RSI compared with this candle here, which is further down below. So really, even in the near term, it's like this as well. I'll just go ahead and annotate it that way. All right. So there's the sell, further low prices for Microsoft. I'm not changing my prediction. It remains the same, unchanged. NVDA. This is everybody's favorite AI play and everybody's favorite semiconductor. But right now it's all about AI. So we'll let them have their time in the AI limelight. My prediction is unchanged, just like all the other tickers, still to the downside. Okay. 200-day, I'll move it over some. The signal came here to sell. This really is just, look, the selling with some decent volume, the buyback, and the volume to get it up to here. You can see it's just very, it's low down here. And then finally, a resumption of selling, not crazy selling, not like 370 million worth of selling, but I think it'll come, okay? Because the significant selling, when selling takes place, like on this candle here, this candle, a lot of volume, okay? So further low prices, the prediction remains unchanged, further low prices for NVIDIA. Over to Tesla. Tesla here, the way the gap fill has been playing out, it's been playing out as I expected. Resistance overhead at the top of the gap fill, and then the bottom part is also support. But really, the sell came back here. There's the signal. The sharks told one another, time to sell, take their profits, and sure enough, they did. And now this is a rebound that I think the retail investors have been happy to comply and come back in. They helped bring price back up to fill the gap, and now it's just kind of petering out before the selling resumes. So further downside for Tesla. How do I annotate this? There you go. Okay. So just further downside. Okay. And then Palantir. Palantir is also I think it's also an AI play. Lots and lots of bearish divergence. You can see go all the way back. Sell signal here by the sharks. That's their indication. And now it's just a matter of time. It's coming. Okay, the volume will come in and price will move down. The last one is the only long play that I have. 9 short plays, not really short plays, but 9 bearish signals by the sharks. This is the only bullish signal. Okay, and I put it over here with the shark over here. So I'll slide it up here. Bullish signal by the sharks, right there, for folks to buy in. And my prediction is unchanged. I expect a gap fill. I am in this trade long. So I expect the gap fill and perhaps even further upside to this support line up here. Okay, I'll just extend that support line real quick. Give me a second. Go to the weekly. Yeah, so there it is. I'll just kind of drag it out like that. Perfect. And then, okay, so there are a couple targets for this one. First, the gap fill up here. I'll probably bounce around, maybe come back down to this purple trend line, but really I expect this upper line here, upper trend line, I'll make it purple as well, to be a major target to the upside. All right, those are the tickers. Let's see what's going to happen this week. Big news on the global scale happened this weekend. So I expect the stock market to behave accordingly. I did take a look at the futures, and the futures don't really show a big move at the moment. But that doesn't mean that it's not coming. I think sometimes these sort of what people say are indicators. The futures can help traders make a decision on how to trade. But really, the futures to me are really just, it's a market outside of the actual stock market. Each ticker has its own market, and the futures is its own market. There are players in there, and so they are hedging and they're betting and they're trying to outsmart one another. They have their own sharks in that market, which are the futures, NASDAQ futures, for example. So let's just stick to what we can see on our markets here. This one is the Dick's Sporting Goods. You can see, the buyers and sellers, well, the big time buyers told each other to buy back in. So let's stick to what we know. All right. If you like my work, please like and subscribe. Click the bell icon and share my material with your friends. And as always, good luck with your trades.